Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel, and today's video is going to be a story time about how my boyfriend was playing for the other team. And you guys, this story time, it took place about 7 years ago. I forgot what had made me think about it, but I was like, oh my goodness, this would be something like really crazy to tell, right? A very long time ago, there was this guy, we're going to name him Jim. Jim was very attractive to me. He was popular in school. He was very talented. He could sing. His singing voice was like, and for those of you who don't know, I can sing as well, so it seemed like a match made in heaven, right? It started off really beautiful to the point where I'm thinking, oh Lord, did you do this for me? You put this together for me, right? I see you. We went to the same school. We were both really young, and I really forgot how we crossed paths with each other like this. When I first started dating this guy, he was very sweet, very romantic. This is when I first really started dating, and we ended up getting into a relationship rather quickly, of course, because we were just kids, you might as well say. And he would take me out on little nice dates, which I don't remember how many dates we were actually being able to go on, because I was so young. I didn't live on my own, so I had to get permission to do everything. He would like write me nice little poems every day. He would walk me to class every day. It was just amazing. And unfortunately, we did do a lot of PDA in public, just making out, nothing else. I wasn't doing nothing else at that time. We was just making out. We were happy. It felt like we were in love. Like, the way that he celebrated me seemed really amazing. But I couldn't help but notice how a lot of the times he would just out of nowhere just bring up gay people. Like, out of nowhere, we wouldn't even be talking about nothing like that, and he would just randomly bring up something about them. And a lot of the comments that he made really had me thinking that, okay, he really has a problem with gay people. And so to me, I didn't really look into it. I was like, oh well, he's just expressing himself. But a lot of times he would be expressing himself when I didn't even ask or bring it up. He even had this one boss that he used to work for at a skating ring that we used to have, and the boss was gay, and he would always tell me like how if I can remember right, how the boss would always be flirting with him and saying little stuff to him, and how it would really make him angry. So I'm like, oh my goodness, like, child, this man trying to take my man. He was just saying like how it made him mad and uncomfortable. And it's like, as our relationship furthered along, I noticed that a lot of people would be coming up to me and they would be like, girl, he gay, right? And I'm just like, no, he's not. He's just sweet. When I say, you guys, he seemed like the sweetest guy I had ever met. With the poems, with the walking me to class, walking me to the bus, everything just seemed so great. And so I would just ignore the little comments of people saying that he's gay, because I'm thinking, well, clearly he's misunderstood, because he really does not like gay people. Like, it really gets under his skin. Like, I don't know why everybody's coming to me telling me that when I don't sense that from him. That's not the vibe he gives off. That's not the energy that I get from him. I would just be thinking like, no, maybe they're just a little jealous because he's actually sweet to me. And he does really nice things for me, and he's such a polite gentleman, right? He would always, tell me how I'm the best girl in the world, how much he loved me so much. He's already talking about marriage, babies, putting me in a house, when we get a little older, when the relationship, continues, right? I started noticing that at times he would be like extremely standoffish. And I'm just like, oh God, I don't know what his problem is. Like I told you guys, he used to walk me to the bus all the time. But like, he stopped. It's like he started basically treating me like I was invisible. And after school, he would always have like a whole bunch of girls, rushing up to him so that they could walk to the bus with him. And I'm just like, well, dog, like, he really just, forgot about me and stuff like that. So I'm like, well, okay, that was weird, until one day he had sent me a message. He sent me this long drawn out message, because I really didn't appreciate, how he was treating me at that time, with no explanation. So one day, randomly he sent me a long drawn off message, you know, about how we couldn't continue on in this relationship because he was having like a lot of problems with himself. And about how, you know, he was just struggling right now and he doesn't want to drag me down because I'm such a great, amazing girl. And about how, you know, I deserve better and he would just be pulling me down. Mind you, you know, he was having some issues in his family that I was extremely supportive about because that's just the type of person that I am. I'm always taking on other people's emotions and I'm always trying to help people when they are going through things because it gets to my heart. It makes me feel some type of way to know that somebody is hurting, right? I was just like, well, dog, you don't seem like you're depressed. And, you know, he did, you know, when we first started dating, he did tell me that, you know, he used to be addicted to cologne. Can you say that on YouTube? I don't know. He used to be addicted to that stuff, that cologne. And so I didn't judge him based on his past because it's like, okay, boo, like, we all got a past. I'm not about to judge you over something that you've actually gotten over. So as he was breaking up with me, you know, through text message, which to me it kind of came out of nowhere because it seemed like everything was going great within our relationship. He was just, you know, basically telling me that he was still, you know, struggling with that. So when we broke up, it was kind of weird because then he started treating me like I did not exist. And like he never knew me after, you know, just telling me how in love with me that he was, how perfect that he was, how he values building with a woman rather than sex. You know, all the mushy gushy stuff that they say to you in the beginning. So as time went on, I noticed every time I see him in the hallway, he would always be so happy, so full of life. You know, he would speak to me, but it was still like I didn't exist to him, like we weren't in a full-blown, you know, relationship. I noticed that he was, you know, starting to get really, really friendly with some people that he knew that I knew. You know how guys do, all that jizzy jazz. Making advances toward them and trying to, you know, flirt with other women and stuff like that. So I'm like, well, that's extremely weird. Like, he just told me that he wasn't ready for a relationship because of everything that he had been going through personally. One time when I was hearing the rumors and he was telling me that he was dealing with a lot of stuff within himself, I just straight up asked him, I was like, are you gay? Like, sir, like, let's stop beating around the bush. Like, I don't have time to waste. You don't have time to waste. We still young. So I need you to tell me your truth, like, right now. Because a big pet peeve of mine is people leading me on. Especially with me having such a genuine soul. So it's like I take stuff 10 times harder than it has to be because of the heart that I have. So one time I asked, are you gay?
Are you mad? You completely lost your mind.
And then he was like, no, what the F? I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I wasn't gonna judge you, but at the same time, if we gonna be in a relationship, I need you to be honest with me so we can see where we go from there. When people live double lives, it can be very, very scary. And like I said, we never did anything besides make out. But let me get back to the other side of the story. So this girl that he had been best friends with, she had let me know, like, hey, he actually, you know, is gay. And he has been gay for a while. And I'm just like, I was thinking to myself, what? So you mean to tell me, like, everybody was correct? Like, this man was literally on the DL. And mind you guys, he was a pretty nice sized guy. He had a really pretty face. He was like, he was just about, you know, as pretty as me. Smooth skin, nice trim, nice hairline and everything. So I'm like, oh my goodness, wow. I just wasn't picking up on the signs because he always acted like he had such a big problem against gay individuals. So it's like, wow, so the whole time, basically the whole time that he acted like he was having a problem with them is really because he was having a problem within himself and he didn't know how to be his true self. And so to me, like, you feel it in your stomach. You feel a different type of hurt in your stomach. And you guys, honestly, like a couple of months down the line or maybe a couple of years later, guess what happened? Guess what happened? I cannot make this stuff up. Remember how I told you guys, you know, he would always deny it. And he had this boss that he just felt like it's just, ugh, like he's gay and he tries to do this and he tries to flirt with me and I don't like that crap and this and that. If I'm not mistaken, you guys, like I said, it happened several years ago, but if I'm not mistaken, how about he ended up popping out with that man on the internet? He popped out with The same man that he was basically telling me that he wanted no ties with. Like, what? So you mean to tell me now this is your whole man? Like this is your whole boyfriend? Like, the whole time it wasn't women that I had to watch out for. It was, you know, actually men. And so to me, like, that really explains like why he started being, you know, so harsh and so cold against me. Like, one time I remember I was expressing my feelings to him and I was like, hey, I think it's really messed up how you did me, because I feel like that you didn't break up with me for the reason that you said that you did. But then he was like, well, I told you what was up and I don't care, believe me or not, I don't care. And I'm just like, this is not the man that I experienced. And so to me, that really shows the difference in when somebody cares about you and they don't. And I just made that video to say, you guys, it's people out here living double lives. And I have no problem with people that choose to be in same-sex relationships. My only problem was my boyfriend was, you know, living a double life. And that was extremely surprising to me, because I thought that, here I go again, I thought that we were being open and honest with each other. I thought that everybody was lying on this man trying to break us up. Whole time they was right. And so it's just like, if you are what you are, then be who you are. But it's like, don't lead people on and don't put other things in jeopardy for other people, because imagine if things had went further than us just making out. Then I would have a whole bunch of other things that I would honestly be worried about. And that's just me being honest, you guys. So it's like, even though the relationship did not last long, we were still in a relationship. We were still, you know, tonguing each other down for a point of time. You ever look back at the things that you did as kids and you just like, ooh, God, dog. But anyways, and it's just like, and what's crazy is they made me think like, oh my God, ain't no telling like what this man was doing behind my back, you know, with the person that he came out with as his significant other. It's like, it's a whole bunch of women that's dealing with this exact same situation. And that's what makes it crazy, because a lot of people are out here, you know, living double lives and not being their true selves and not letting people know out the gates if they're confused or if they like something else. But you guys, this was a very short story time, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. There will be more story times to come, because I enjoy telling, you know, about my past traumas. If you can relate to this video, don't be afraid to leave a comment. And if you have male friends that are openly proud about who they are, then they will let you know, like sis, he a little suspect. He a little suspect. So guard your hearts. Guard your private parts. You don't know what's going out. You don't know what's going on nowadays. You don't know. You just don't know. You don't know. Because so many people is not going to keep it real with you. And just imagine if, see, my mind, I always have to think deeper. Just imagine if I would have married this man, gave kids to this man, and the whole time he has a completely different life and on the side. And that reminds me of that movie called, what is it, Cover? But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next story time. Be careful out here, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel.